Hello friends, welcome to the Trading Temple channel. Today we're going to analyze the Near protocol coin and Eigen Layer. First of all, let's start with the Near protocol coin. As you can see on the screen, Near protocol has dropped by about 9% today and prices in crypto have fallen a lot. We can see that the total market caps are down by around 5 or 6% and Ethereum has also dropped by 6%. The market is bleeding and very red. Everything is red. What matters in this market, as I mentioned a few days ago, about 4 days ago, I talked about this candlestick that Near protocol formed here. It's a very dangerous candlestick and we're entering a pullback here. These kinds of candlesticks aren't very pretty and they're called shooting stars. We talked about it and said that if such a candlestick forms near resistance and as long as the price can't close above it, it's valid and the price might pull back. And we said there are two types of pullbacks. One type is where the price comes down slowly and then goes back up. And there's another type of pullback like what just happened here, where it happens automatically with a lot of momentum and drops quickly down to this area. And for now, based on what I'm seeing, alternative one is in play, and in my opinion, this can't be considered a healthy pullback. The momentum was very strong, and also, regarding this breakout that happened a few days ago when it broke this trend line, we said the breakout had very good volume, but the candle that formed afterward ruined the volume and created a very large red volume bar which made things a bit risky. And as you can see, what we observe in the lower time frame is that Near protocol needs to hold this area and not drop below it. If it drops lower, things will get very difficult for it. As I explained before, if Near protocol drops below that area, it must at least hold this level. Otherwise, if the price comes down to this point, things will get very risky for it and it will most likely go to even lower levels. For now, what Near protocol has formed is still okay. It hasn't gotten into too much danger yet. Even though we've had a very sharp pullback, the entire crypto market has pretty much dropped. For now, it's okay. It has currently filled all these gaps, and as I mentioned, it needs to maintain this trend line, this short-term support here, and the next short-term support here. This is its last position, meaning if it loses this, it will most likely lose this blue support as well and drop even further. What's important is that on the weekly time frame, you can see that today, as the week started, today is Monday, the candle is very red, and by the end of the week, meaning Sunday, this candle shouldn't close larger than the previous one. If this red candle closes larger than the previous week's candle, it will be very difficult. That was about the Near protocol coin. For now, the situation is okay, but it's become very risky at this point because the entire crypto market is almost all red, and it's made things a bit more dangerous. Let's move on to the Eigen Layer coin and see what it's doing. Eigen Layer is a very good coin, and based on the analysis we did on this coin, you can see in this section that with a very nice candle, it managed to break through this long-term resistance and move up. We said that the price could rise up to this point, which is exactly what happened. And we also mentioned that there might be a pullback here, and that's exactly what has happened so far, a very nice pullback that has filled all these gaps. And look at what kind of candle it has formed. In the 4-hour time frame, this candle is very significant. And if we look at the volume, we can see that the candle formed had a very high volume and it's green. Most likely, this area can act as a support and have a good reaction. And there's a strong chance that the price could make another leg up. But as I said, in altcoins and in crypto, everything depends on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's situation has become a bit critical. Now let's go to the Bitcoin chart and take a look for a moment. We talked about this support level for Bitcoin, and a couple of days ago we said that there's support here and it needs to hold this level in order to go up, but it couldn't hold it and the price dropped to the next support. And here there is a very strong support. It can hold at this level and then move up from here, but it's a very difficult task. We still haven't seen a strong green volume in this area on the lower time frames, and as you can see, the volumes are very red and bloody. And what's important for Bitcoin is that this level must be held. If this level is lost, there's a strong possibility that Bitcoin could even drop down to the $100,000 price level, because here too, it's very likely that it could be lost. It's very important to hold this area because at the same time, if we look at the moving averages on this support level, we can see that right now, the 50-day and 100-day moving averages have both been broken by a single candle. and we need to see where this current candle that's forming here will close. It's very important that this candle closes above the 100-day moving average at a minimum today. And we need to see a good reaction at this support level and have strong volume in this area. Bitcoin is in a very sensitive position, and really the whole crypto market is at a very critical point right now. On the other hand, if we look at Tether dominance, we had talked about this dominance before and said that this trend line needs to hold and put pressure so that Tether dominance goes lower, because when this dominance drops, it's good for altcoins and could potentially lead to an alt season. But as you can see, it has reacted very badly, broken through this trend line, moved upward, and is now holding itself at this very strong sub-resistance. If this resistance breaks and it goes higher, it will really become dangerous for altcoins. As you can see, in this area, Tether dominance has formed a head and shoulders pattern, which makes things much more difficult. Personally, I really hope it gets rejected here, because if this head and shoulders pattern is confirmed and the price goes up, closes in this area, and then does a backtest on this resistance that was broken, which will most likely be considered as support, it could be problematic. Tether dominance might go up, which would be bad for altcoins. And regarding the total market capitalization, this is specifically the overall total market cap of all coins that are currently ranked above the top 10, providing a comprehensive overview. And as you can see, we also talked about this, that in this area we had a support level, and this support needed to hold, but it didn't, and the support was broken. As you can see, in this area we had a good reaction, a nice bounce, and the price went up. But today, Monday, we've dropped back below this support again, which has made things a bit risky. In the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, we see the same thing. When it broke the all-time high, it set new all-time highs twice in this area, but couldn't hold this support. For now, it has dropped below, but we hope today's candle can close back above this support. The total market cap without Bitcoin is mostly driven by Ethereum. We can see that the situation has become a bit more difficult. It touched the all-time high twice but couldn't break through, and the price was strongly rejected. As you can see, we had gone up with small green candles, and suddenly forming a candle like this makes things a bit complicated and difficult. At the same time, it's very important for this total market cap to hold this green support level. If it loses this level, you could say crypto will be in real trouble, and there's a chance the total market cap could drop down to these areas. Now we hope that doesn't happen. Another thing I forgot to explain is that if we look at Bitcoin's RSI on the 4-hour time frame, its RSI has almost entered the oversold zone, and it's really important here to see what kind of reaction it will have at this point. Usually when the RSI drops below the 30 level on the 4-hour time frame, in my opinion, it can form a bottom. Just like you can see here in this section, look, it formed a bottom here. In this part, you can see it formed a bottom and had a very good reaction. And usually if we go back, it's the same story. You could say, look, in this part too, it almost formed a bottom. Bitcoin might be able to hold itself here, give a little help to the altcoins, and move up. I hope this happens. I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe. That was today's video about these two coins and the overall crypto market, which is pretty bloody today. And don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice, and trading is never 100%. Everything is based on probability. Until the next video, for now, goodbye everyone.